friends, thanks for coming over to the flip through for my project done for Paige Taylor Evans at the International Scrapbook Day celebration happening today at her Happy Scrappy Place on Facebook, and I'll leave a link in the description box. There are giveaways, free cut files, challenges, and prizes, so come spend the day with us for all the fun. This is a die I've used throughout my mini. It's designed by Paige for a pocket full of happiness, a business owned by a friend of ours, Zoka Marco. She has a lot of beautiful products at her website, apocketfulofhappiness.com, and also shares on Instagram as well as an awesome YouTube channel. Do visit her store and her socials. I just know you'll be inspired. So on to the flip through of my mini album. I used a cut file by Paige called Rain Boots. I thought they looked like a cute little garden boots. I like to be able to paperback Paige's cut files in pretty colors. And of course there was lots of stitching. I stitched both the front and back covers with DMC floss. My first page says hello to friends. In this mini for the International Scrapbook Day, I invited a number of scrappy friends to send me a photo of them in their garden or in a public park with pets or friends, and I just thought that was a nice way to celebrate the day. When I make a mini, I like to have a couple of techniques that are consistent throughout the mini. I think it just ties everything together nicely. In this mini, of course, the garden theme does that, as well as a little bit of stitching on each page. Lots of flowers and butterflies appear from the front cover all the way to the back cover. Repetition is a friend. When you're making a mini, it just makes it more pleasant to look through, I think. And if you want to learn more about making fabulous minis, do visit pagetaylorevans.com. There are lots of choices in her shop for classes, and you can make your mini on your own time along with Paige and have a fabulous day. I just love her classes and encourage you to learn something creative in your spare time. One way of including multiple photos in your minis, because the space is usually pretty limited, is to pop them into a pocket, or in my case, in this mini, a little envelope. I tied these tags together with a little tassel and included beads from my stash, as well as a charm from the Blooming Wild collection. Paige will be sharing design team projects made for today at her blog throughout the month of May. So do pop in there and visit the design team for all the extra info and photos. We love to see you there. So I always like to have a shaker pocket in my projects. I've never done a round one before, and this one actually holds a couple of photos. The left photo is Kitty Rudy, who unfortunately has passed away. He was Rachel Lowe's kitty in Australia. And on the right is Sophie's doggie, Farine, which is flower in French. On the left side of this spread are my dearest friends Heidi, Remy, and Jennifer, all from different parts of North America, and I thank them so much for sharing their beautiful photos. This page, in true Kelly style, I had to include yellow on the background because yellow and pink is one of my favorite combinations. And the little vignette at the top is made of so many layers. There's chipboard, cardstock stickers, puffy stickers, a little bird from the sticker book. This is one of the things I enjoy most of working with Paige's collections, is all the little trinkets and treasures that you can stack together to make pretty things. So check out those little dumplings in the envelopes on the left. Those are Bree's boys, Elijah and Noah, and they're all grown up now. Oh my gosh, they were just so cute. Well, they're still cute. On the tags, I use washi tape to sort of highlight my journaling on the back, and again, they're all tied together with a tassel. And there's Shara and Lisa, a photo they took in Paris. They've both just done events together and they're super talented. Check my description box for links to each of these gals' Instagram sites so you can follow them too. So the last tag is really dear. I want to thank Lorelei Murphy for sharing her photo and story with me. I'll let you pause to read the journaling, but this girl is so inspiring and brave. Do give Lorelei a visit. It's Rosie Posey Studio on Instagram. And that brings me to the last page in my mini, and it's a story about yard construction in my own home. Quite the summer we had last year. If any of you have done yard landscaping, you know what a disastrous mess it starts out to be. But we did get through it at the end of summer, and this year my back page of this mini will be saved, reserved, so to speak, for the finished look of our new patio, new furniture, pots filled with flowers, and endless happy summer moments, sipping cool ones on our new patio. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you'll enjoy the International Scrapbook Day celebrations with Paige and friends at her Happy Scrappy Place Facebook group. I'll leave the link in the description box. Join the challenges for fun prizes, free cut files from Paige, inspirations from other people in your community, and a chance for people to cheer you on too. See you again. Bye. Hi again, friends. In this portion of the video, I'll show you in the Silhouette Design Studio how I use Paige's cut file to design my mini album with the rain boot cut file. Oh my goodness. So this is how I designed it. This is the finished cut file, and I saved this in my library. I have two items here. One is for the back boot and one is for the front boot. You really only need to save the one item because you can reverse it for the back boot. But I just did this so I wouldn't have to take it all apart whenever I wanted to cut a piece. So let's start with Paige's cut file. Again, it's called Rain Boot, not a weird word. And just so you can see what it looks like when you open the cut file on your mat. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. It's a lot bigger than my mini album, but I find it easy to work with a full-size cut file and then resize the whole thing with the backing pieces to the size I want my mini album to be. And I always start with making a copy off to the side. And what I did there was I released the compound path, and that leaves you with the shadow. We're going to leave that off to the side as well. So when you release the compound path, each piece of the cut file becomes an individual piece that you can work with. And I'm going to use the offset feature on the side menu there. It's a star. And I offset it at 0.060 so it would fit behind the cut file when I cut a piece of paper to paperback it with. So we've offset it. I'm going to take out the smaller original piece and use the offset. I'm going to make it yellow because that was what color it was in my mini album, and slide it right in behind the cut file. So it's kind of a drag to open and close those panel items with the tools like the color and the offset tool. So if you go into your preferences and use the defaults menu, it's down at the bottom, and it's right now it's set to flexible panel mode. That's the default, but choose multiple panel mode and say OK. And then you will be able to see here, if I open more than one tool, they'll be stacked together and it makes it a lot faster. So let's offset this, drag out the smaller piece, and now I want to color this yellow. So do you see how the panels stack together? And we're going to zoom along and just make pieces like crazy here. So I've fast forwarded this video, this tutorial, but I'm doing the same steps over and over. I'm not going to do the whole cut file, but I drag out a piece, I offset it, I pull out the smaller piece that I started with, and I like to color my pieces as I go along and design it as I go along. I wouldn't make every single little teardrop there. I made one, made a copy of it, and then I'm just going to put them in place. And when you make copies of pieces like this, they end up on top of the cut file when you move them over. But when you're all done, you can just ask the cut file with one of the tools here to arrange and put on top. And now those orange teardrops are in the back again. So just a little tip here, I've slowed down this video again to show you this feature. Sometimes there are a bunch of little pieces that can be grouped together, like the scallop on top of the boot, and instead of cutting each one separately, I'm going to group just those items together. So I want to isolate them, and so that I can grab just those and nothing else. We already made the teardrops, so I can erase those. And I'm going to move that piece away, just erase that. So I can grab those, move that aside. Now I'm going to group all these little scallops together. Use a group and group them with the tool on top. And now I can offset them all together and I end up with one long piece. I'll just erase all those little pieces. And I'm going to color it green. Now I can move that one long piece in behind the cut file. And when I cut it, it's going to be so much easier to paper back it. We can also do the other side, the 3 scallops. We'll group them together, offset them. And once they're offset, then we'll drag out the smaller pieces, erase them, and color our cut file green, and move that in behind the boot cut file. So when we cut them, it'll be one piece instead of 3. So that'll speed things up for you immensely. So quick review, you're going to open the cut file and release the compound path so you could work with each individual piece. Using the offset feature, you'll offset it at 0.060, and if you wish, color them to put behind your cut file so you can save it in your library. The last thing I'm going to show you is how I made a cut file for the inside pages as well as inside the back and front covers. So let me get my cut files set up in the right direction here, all going the same way. And so you can see on the pink boot that there are pieces that are cut out that you want to see through because they're the handles on the boot. So I make a copy of the cut file and set that off to the side. Working with the copy, I'm going to release the compound path so that I can work with all the interior little pieces. I've set the outside cut file off to the side, and I'm going to erase everything, all the little pieces, right up to the handle. So I'll show you the pieces we're going to not erase because we're going to use them to make a cut file for our inside pages to the mini album. And so we're almost there. We can erase that. And these are the 3 pieces we want to save. And why did I do it this way? So that they're all in the exact spot you need them to be. So let's group them together. I'll color them dark green. Got our outline there. We'll put it behind the cut file. Now when we move those pieces over to the cut file, they're in the exact right place they need to be. We'll make this a compound path, and now you see those openings at the top of the boot. That's how we wanted to see it. And there you go. That's how I made a cut file for the inside pages of my mini album. Now you can use this technique to make all kinds of mini albums. It doesn't have to be this boot, but you'd follow the same process. You want to make your inside pages fit exactly behind the covers. This is how you do it. So I know this is a lot of information, but if you have any questions at all, please leave them in comments below. I use the Silhouette Design Studio to design and then my Cricut to cut. And you can do that too. Anyone can use the Silhouette Design Studio even if you don't own a Cameo. And you save it as an SVG to your desktop. Then you can drag that into your Cricut software and cut it there if you wish. If you have a Silhouette Cameo, then of course you'll just cut it on your Silhouette. So I hope you found the information here helpful. I get a lot of questions about how to make backing pieces for a cut file, and this is how I do it. I'll put everything back on the mat and store it in my library for next time. One more quick tip: if you take a screen print of the cut files that you build for your mini album, you can put that on your desktop and use it as a color map per se, so that when you're cutting out the pieces, you'll know exactly where they go back. So if you're watching this on May 4th, 2024, pop on back to Paige Evans Happy Scrappy Place on Facebook and follow along, enter the challenges, win some prizes, and cheer on your community. It's International Scrapbook Day, and I'm so happy you joined me here. Talk to you soon.